My very first model cattle call, I was 18 years old. I wore a business pencil skirt to the casting and no designers picked me to walk for them. Story time. Back in the day when I first started doing runway, we had a pretty poppin' fashion week in Buffalo, sponsored by Mercedes-Benz. And this was probably, I think, 2013. For the bigger show, they had a cattle call the day before. We were in a hotel hallway and there was 2 lines of models on either side of the room. The designer would come out and they would look up and down, like walk up and down this row, the middle of the row, to look at all the models, and they would either pick you if they wanted you, or they would like pick you and ask you to walk for them, and then they would either take you or not take you, and you just had to go back in line and wait for the next designer. And that would happen pretty much all day until all designers pick their model. You've never done that before and that is your first experience with doing a cattle call. That does sound a little intense. I was pretty new to everything that I was doing and I didn't know a lot of the people in the room, so I'm just like sitting there solo dolo at this casting, not getting picked. Why didn't I get picked? So funny, you say. Once again, I was very new to everything, so I wasn't exactly prepped on what to wear and how to look at the casting. This seems pretty damn professional, right? Like this seems like the real deal, so I'm gonna wear my best pencil skirt that goes below the knee. I have to laugh, hold on. I showed up with a white top, long sleeve white top, and a pencil skirt that went below the knee and my little black pumps, my little 1.5-inch black pumps. I didn't get picked by nobody. I didn't even get to walk for nobody, and I can tell you, I was not very confident in knowing what the fuck I was doing, but I knew that my walk was nasty from the get-go. Like if you knew me, I always walked a certain way. People are getting picked, they're getting fitted, and they're going home. So the line is dwindling, and the only people left are the people who just haven't been casted yet, aka me. I know it's super popular to say the word Delulu, but I definitely have been Delulu for a very, very long time. Because something told me that, like, I'm gonna get picked. I'm not gonna leave. Obviously, I'm gonna stay here. Hi, Baba. How are you? I'm telling a story. You gotta wait. It got late towards the end of the day. All the designers that were there pretty much picked whoever they wanted, and the people that were in charge of the show, they came out and they were like, hey ladies, sorry if you didn't get picked. We do have some designers that will be flying in the morning of the show, so if you want another opportunity, you can come back if you'd like. A lot of the models that did get picked also are walking for multiple designers, so if a designer did fly in the morning, most likely they would just pick from the girls that are already walking in the show. So I think the coordinators were just trying to be nice and not like tell us like, hey, it's a wrap, just go home. I swear to God, you couldn't tell me that they weren't telling me directly, hey Marina, just come back tomorrow, you'll get picked tomorrow. I was like, cool, I'll be there tomorrow. I let my mom know like, hey, I gotta go back in the morning because I didn't have a car, so she had to drive me. Made it seem like they asked me to come back, which was not the case. I was like, oh, don't worry, mommy. They told me come back. They said, Marina, come back tomorrow. You're gonna be in the show. So that's what she did. Dropped me off at that little hotel. This time I wore exactly what the other ladies were wearing, which was like black jeans and a black top. There was one person that was like super late and they were a swimwear designer. If I can remember correctly, they were pretty much taking everybody. They like anyone that was available, they were taking. So I was like, I'm available, I can walk. One show down, and then there was another designer. She was a little more eccentric. I literally wore a trash bag, I'm pretty sure, but she made it into like a romper and it was actually dope as fuck. But she didn't have people that were walking for her. I went in, I did my little runway, walked right out the room. I got picked for a third show because there was a model that was, I think she was just like overbooked. They like had to audition more models, and who was there? I was there. So after not getting picked for anything, my Delulu self just showed up the next day and somehow ended in 3 different runway shows that day, and I had a great time. One of those first experiences that I'm glad that I went through. And that's the story of my first cattle call. Clearly a couple things I learned from that is 1, no one can tell you to give up until you tell yourself to give up. And 2, I clearly liked what I was doing. So if you need a reason to do it anyways, there you go.